question.
Yeah,
Wait a second. But don't both sides experts get paid?
Well, we actually had a question, like,
okay.
Who's actually, like, in this situation, like, a lawyer who is defending you, you're paying that person, and they, therefore, bring your perspective to the table.
Correct.
So, is this researcher who, let's say this woman has chosen to actually, like, bring this evidence, like, isn't she also, therefore, bringing that person's perspective in?
Yeah. So is that valid? I mean, the lawyer is only going to take the expert, the public health expert who's going to support their claim.
Right.
In environmental health, it's the person who's going to support that this woman is sick because of the chemical exposure. Right? So is that valid? Number one, is it a conflict of interest?
I think, like, you can argue that without a doubt. It could be, for sure.
So I think just with the research that we reviewed, is that with on bisphenol A, is that yes, there is a conflict of interest, and no, that does not mean that it's invalid. Right? In legal cases, you have two sides, and they bring experts that represent those two sides, and they're both conflicted. Right? And your job as the expert witness is to present the research in an objective way. But they're picking you because they feel that your objective way is going to support their side. Right? And you're paid for it because you're a professional and you went to school for a long time. That's your going rate. Right? Unfortunately, the people who are hired by the industry's attorneys usually get paid much more than the people who are hired by the plaintiff's attorneys. So if you're hired to represent someone who was made ill by an exposure, you're probably going to get paid less than if you were hired by the company that did the exposure. On a factor of 2. All right. Last case. Safety management. I would like to hear from the group who has decided to stay as a safety manager. No, has decided to go. Has decided to do the investigation on their own and find out whether or not there really was cancer prostate.
Okay, like we are going to do the investigation. This is on the basis like we are protecting the entire population, even the workers themselves, and in a way, even though we'll be leaving the position as a safety officer in that factory, but this might bring light to the factory because chances are they are not the cause of the cancer. But we have to do the investigation so that we are clear. And another thing, like maybe if we carry on this investigation, there are other things that will come out which were not in the first place, like people were not aware of. As much as maybe it will be not in favor of the factory, but then the nation, the total population will know what they are